Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking the time today to join us online, especially during this unique time in our history. My name is Eileen Wegmeyer. I am the Marketing Product Specialist for the Flow-Rite sales team on this call. I will be in the background while the team leads you through information about single-point watering. So feel free to send questions during the presentation. The question tab is in your control panel on the right of your screen. Before we get started, for anyone here not familiar with Flow-Rite, we are a vertically integrated company. Flow-Rite designs and manufactures fluid control devices for lead batteries. The sales team here on the call today specialize in these products. Ashley Tobin, our Sales Eastern Regional OEM Sales Manager, will start us off. Ashley, take it away.
Okay, let's get started, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. You are attending Flow-Rite's Single Point Watering 101 webinar. We appreciate your time and we look forward to spending this next half hour with you, teaching you more about single point watering systems. My name is Ashley Tobin. I am the East Coast Regional Rep, and today my co-moderators will be the rest of our team here at Flow-Rite. During this presentation, if you have any questions, please use the chat option that is showing up on the right-hand side of your screen. You can type in questions at any time and we will answer them in the end. So I'd like to introduce the rest of the team. We have Rob McKnight, who is our Southern Regional Rep, Hannah McCarthy, who is our Central Regional Rep, Kyle McKee, who handles our Western region, and Todd Cowan, who is in charge of our DeepCycle business. Today, we will be covering is what is single point watering and why it's important, Flow-Rite's suite of products, including our Millennium valves, Profil valves, water supplies, level light sensor options, and then we're going to share why Flow-Rite is different. And without further ado, I'm going to pass on the presentation to Rob McKnight. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Ashley. Hello, everyone. My name is Rob McKnight, and I am the OEM and Southern Regional Sales Manager here at Flow-Rite, and I'm going to talk to you about watering your batteries with a battery watering system. A battery watering system, also known as a single-point watering system, or SPWS, will help maintain your batteries to their peak performance and increase their lifetime usage. As you know, overwatering or underwatering your batteries are two of the most common causes of their failure. Overwatering creates spills that deplete the acid in the battery, which can only be corrected with a tricky acid adjustment. Additionally, permanent damage may occur if a battery is underwatered to a level that drops below the top of their plates. We want to make sure that we are safe and due diligent in our work, and we want to answer a few questions like how attentive are you to your water levels? How much time is wasted by manually watering each battery cell? And how about the safety of your employees? Our Flow-Rite SPS will assist in greatly decreasing the amount of time needed to water your batteries, as well as the safety and peace of mind knowing you have the correct amount of necessary water in each cell. Now let's look at some reasons why single-point watering systems are so important and some benefits to you and your organization. There is the cost and labor savings. We can show you on our ROI tool an analysis calculating your labor savings. Other cost benefits include extended battery life, increased performance, and cleaner floors and equipment. There's also the time savings. Snap-on, snap-off water connections and fast filling turn the often ignored task of watering batteries into a quick, simple task allowing you to fill each battery in 30 seconds or less. There's also improved battery life and performance. A properly watered battery lasts longer and performs better. Overfilling a battery results in loss of acid, while charging with low electrolyte levels results in permanent damage to the lead plates. Both will result in the loss of capacity and life expectancy of the battery. And finally, we have increased safety. Fill batteries without having to remove the vent covers. Avoid battery acid burns, ruin clothing, and noxious fumes. They also prevent people from being exposed to sulfuric acid. Optional flame arresters also prevent the ignition of flammable battery cell gases, all in an effort for increased safety. As we talk about our Millennium Evo valves, it's good to talk about the applications they can be installed in. These include forklifts, powered pallet jacks, scrubbers, sweepers, and locomotives, and they are also used with solar energy. As we speak about our Millennium Evo, let me discuss some of the features of our valves. Our valves operate on a pressure range of 3 to 35 psi. We have a 3-port swivel T The swivel T rotates 360 degrees, making it easy to install and perform maintenance. It will also allow you to place the feed tube wherever you want. Some competitor components will have to be routed over the cables. Another plus is if the T is broken, you simply replace it, not the entire valve. Our date code lets you know the day, month, year, and shift the valve was approved. This will be discussed in our warranty recap. There is a color flip-top hydrometer port that matches the length of the valve. Our optical indicator lets you have an inside look into the valve to see if water is needed. Some of our competitors have a hinged apparatus that can lead to clogging or to get stuck in the open or closed position. We also have a protective shroud. This protects the float in transit, install, and also protects the float from moss shield growth over time. Our Millennium Evo has openings in the shroud to help prevent debris from becoming trapped inside. With our venting ports, as you know, moisture and gas can collect in the cell, and our raised vents provide more room inside the cell for fluid expansion. This is a huge plus for fast and opportunity charge, as there is more gas and moisture in that process. Finding the correct valve is simple, as we have a few different ways to make sure you have the correct system. You may go to page 12 of our catalog to see a chart with the battery and corresponding valve. If you don't have a catalog, just let your sales rep know and we can ship those out to you. Our short or yellow valve is our DeepCycle valve. Our standard black or orange valve work on the majority of the industrial batteries, but there are applications that do call for our longer red and white valves. You can always go to our website and click on our kit builder to assist with proper valves and part numbers for their corresponding batteries. In our pre-assembled kits, all tubing and valves are included. The tubing is already attached to the swivel tees and is in the proper layout requested, very similar to a harness. Simply insert the valves and attach the string to the valves. In addition to our catalog and website, we also have a cell depth measuring tool. This is a tool that you insert in the cell, and it measures the depth and has a corresponding color to let you know the proper valve. This is extremely beneficial for older batteries or refurbished batteries where you can't tell the make and model. In addition to our Millennium Evo system, we also offer our water-wise system. This is a flip-top option that works best in smaller fleets or in times when the customer doesn't want to fully invest in a single-point watering system. It has our recumbent tips that promote and direct condensation back into the cell, which reduces water consumption. It is also acid resistant due to the polypropylene construction. There is also a depth limiter. This limits the watering gun depth and assures proper watering level every time. There are 2 different links and part numbers that can also be provided. Now that we've discussed our Millennium Evo and WaterWise options, I'm going to hand the presentation over to Todd Cowan and let him discuss our DeepCycle applications.
Thank you, Rob. This is Todd Cowan, Flow-Rite's Business Development Manager for DeepCycle. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about ProFill single-point watering for use with DeepCycle flooded lead-acid batteries. Flow-Rite's ProFill onboard battery watering system is the only system that has been specifically designed for golf car or utility vehicle application. These applications include, but are not limited to, RV, aerial work platforms, standby power, floor scrubbers, scissor lifts, golf cars, and other electric vehicles. Some of the features and benefits of Flow-Rite's ProFill systems are shown in front of you right now. I'll discuss each of them. First being the flame arrestor. Our flame arrestor inside each valve makes ProFill the safest battery watering system on the planet. Approved by major battery manufacturers, ProFill has this built-in safety feature that is necessary for all applications such as golf car, utility vehicles, sweeper scrubbers, pallet jacks, or anywhere that batteries are used in an enclosed space or otherwise potentially dangerous environments. Next, I'd like to point out the patented manifold. Our manifold provides the quickest and easiest installation of systems and also aids in the even distribution of water to the single-point watering system and valves. Next, I'd like to point out the winged valve feature. These wings make installation quicker and easier. If you use this system with our pre-cut tubing or snake tubing, you will literally need no tools for installation. Next, I'd like to point out the 3-port swivel. This is shared with the Millennium line. As we've talked about, the 3-port swivel rotates 360 degrees, allowing the most versatile installation. No worries about kink tube or if you need extra plumbing or fittings. Next, I'd like to point out the protective shroud. This is also shared on the Millennium line. And this shroud protects the internal displacer from damage due to potential plate growth in an older battery, and also protects the valve during installation, shipping, or any other time it's handled. Finally, I'd like to discuss the date code. This date code is the born-on date, if you will, for the warranty. After each valve passes our automated test bench, this date code gets laser etched on and is there for the life of the valve. All of these features are acid resistant, just like all of our components, made of high quality polypropylene. So that means that these materials withstand the acid and temperature and impact often seen in these type of applications. Next, I would like to discuss Flow-Rite's Pro-Fill snake tubing. Snake tubing is an advantage that we give our partners for use with Pro-Fill systems. Snake tubing can be custom molded to fit specific vehicle and battery layouts, providing fast installation and lifelong success with the single point watering system. Snakes can be customized for each individual application and eliminate the need for cutting tubing or sizing tubing or fittings. Snake is made of polypropylene and is acid resistant and is good for the life of the batteries. Finally, I thought I would share an example of Pro-Fill installed in an application. This application is a pallet jack using DeepCycle batteries. As you can see, the system is using our manifold and the clampless tubing. This is a standard kit that we show the part number 4, but I think it's a good example of Pro-Fill in application. That concludes the section on Pro-Fill product for DeepCycle batteries. I'm going to pass the mic to Kyle McKee.
Hello, my name is Kyle McKee, and I'm the account manager for our Western Territory at Flow-Rite. And today I'll be covering the various water supplies that are available to help power the Flow-Rite watering systems, as well as what to look for in terms of system requirements and how to qualify a water supply. Lastly, I'd like to take a moment to review our sensor suite of level lights. On the screen now, you can see a wide array of water supply options. Depending on your application, there should be a solution here for everyone. Whether you require the portability and capacity of the blue water cart, as pictured on the left side of the screen, or a more simple hand pump, as shown on the right, we have you covered. Our most popular water supply would be the 20-foot regulated hose in the top middle portion of the screen. But depending on the quality of your water source, you might be best served using a deionizer, as pictured with white PVC tube mounted on the red bracket. I won't do a deep dive here into the importance of water quality, but I would like to mention that we don't recommend putting water with more than 100 parts per million of total dissolved solids into your battery. If you'd like to learn more about the importance of water quality, please reach out to your Flow-Rite rep or refer to the manufacturing guide of your battery. I'd like to conclude this segment by mentioning that all of the water supplies on your screen now are engineered to provide the correct amounts of pressure and flow that our watering systems need to be successful. I'll cover more on that later. When identifying which water supply will work best for your facility, we like to use the questions on the screen now to help. I'll spare you from reading them out loud, but just know that regardless of your facility layout, the size of your fleet, or what kind of water pressure you have, we'll be able to provide a solution. I mentioned system requirements earlier, and now I'd like to take a moment to emphasize the importance of pressure and flow. Based on the fluidic nature of our valves, it's important for your Flow-Rite water supply to maintain a constant 3 to 35 psi for the watering systems to function as designed. Luckily, this is easily achieved and easy to test for using a simple method that I'll be talking about in the next slide. To qualify a water supply or to confirm that your incoming water source is adequate for using a Flow-Rite water supply, you can perform what we like to call a bucket test. The bucket test is a highly scientific and technical method of collecting water into a 5-gallon bucket for 1 minute. As I mentioned in the last slide, the Flow-Rite watering system requires 3 to 35 psi to function as designed. 3 to 35 psi can be translated into 2 to 5 gallons of flow per minute. So, to qualify a water supply without any tools, you simply need to purge water into a 5-gallon bucket for 1 minute. As long as the bucket has 2 to 5 gallons of water in it, we can, with confidence, assume that we're achieving the correct pressure and flow to be successful. In the spirit of understanding your application and confirming that we have a system for all environments, I would like to confirm that our systems are safe to use in freezers and cold storage facilities. My only recommendations would be 1, to not water in the freezer, and 2, to store your feed tube with the male coupler on it as horizontally as possible and on top of the battery. This will help keep the residual water from collecting into the coupler and causing damage as it freezes. In addition to watering systems and water supplies, Flow-Rite also offers level sensors for batteries. When installed into a battery cell, a level light helps serve as a guide to indicate when your battery needs to be watered. Whether you would prefer a simple level light or one from our popular Eagle Eye series, we have it. I'm most excited, however, to have a chance to talk about the newest addition to our sensor suite, which is the in-valve sensor. Available for both industrial and DeepCycle batteries, the in-valve sensor takes the place of the optical indicator and is attached directly to the valve. One advantage of this setup is that you don't need to drill another hole into the top of the battery to install the level light. And with that, I'm going to mute my microphone and let Hannah discuss the Flow-Rite difference.
Thank you, Kyle. Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah McCarthy. I am the Central Regional and OEM Account Manager for Flow-Rite Controls, and I'm very thankful to be on this webinar with you today. At Flow-Rite, we are very proud of all of our products. In the following slides, I will outline the processes and details that make Flow-Rite unique. Our products are made and assembled in our facility located in Byron Center, Michigan. Flow-Rite has been an ISO registered company since March of 2002 with focus on time delivery, quality, and inspection. We have passed every annual audit with 0 minor and major violations and are proud to announce we received our 2015 ISO certification earlier this year. Flow-Rite is a vertically integrated company, including doing our own captive injection molding. This means from the design of our products to manufacturing, assembling, testing, and packaging and shipping, we have complete control. Every valve we make is tested before it is sent to the customer. There are 4 different automated tests completed. Tests include a leak test at high pressure, as well as a drip test to ensure dripping does not occur during low pressure. If a valve does not pass the test, it is dropped into a red bin and considered rejected. Approved valves continue on the conveyor system. After passing, they are engraved with the date code, mentioned earlier in the presentation, on the cap of the valve. Flow-Rite valves and kits are warranted up to 5 years of the date code. All water supply and level sensors are warranted up to 1 year. For any warranty claims, please contact your sales rep or our customer service team who will issue an RGA number for the claim. We do ask that valves be returned to our quality lab for testing. Flow-Rite does this to ensure that we are offering the best quality product we can. The Flow-Rite team is ready and available to help. Please contact us today with any questions or concerns we can assist with. We look forward to helping and working with you.
Thanks, Hannah, and everyone else for your participation today in the webinar. And we'd like to, again, thank the attendees for spending the time with us today. We will open up the webinar to questions that came through during the presentation. If we do not get to your question by any chance during this time that we have allotted, we will definitely be reaching out to each of you individually as a follow-up and make sure that any of your questions get answered.
Thank you, Ashley. At this time, we'll take a few questions. And this first one, Ashley, is for you. Who is my sales representative in Canada?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for the question. That's a great question.
I would be the sales representative for anything industrial sales wise. If you need something DeepCycle, Todd Cowan would be your representative, but we all work together. So please feel free to reach out to either of us and we will be able to help you with any of your questions.
Great, thanks, Ashley. Okay, so Hannah, this one's for you. What does the date code on the top of the valve mean?
The date code on the top of the valve, starting with the first letter, is the month, then the date, the year, and then the shift that that valve was manufactured.
Oh, okay, great. Here's one for you, Kyle. Can I use a deionizer to fill a water cart?
Can you use a deionizer to fill a water cart? Yes. If your water quality warrants the use of a deionizer, but your facility requires the portability of the mobile watering cart, you can use the purger, which should be attached to the female coupler at the end of the deionizer hose, to fill the water cart with quality water on the go. So yes.
Okay, the same one for you, Kyle. What are the voltage requirements for level lights?
I thought you were going to send me the easy questions, Eileen. I'm just joking. The operating voltage for the new in-valve sensor is 12 to 48 volts, and the drill-in Eagle Eye is 12 volts. I don't have visibility of who asked that, Eileen, so if you could please send them my way, I'd like to follow up later and make sure that I got that answered thoroughly enough and get them any literature that they might need to follow up.
Absolutely. Great, Kyle. Okay, here's another one for you, Rob. Why does Flow-Rite use a screw-in versus a push-in valve?
Why does Flow-Rite use a screw-in versus push-in valve? That's a great question, and it's one I've had before, and I kind of like to give an example, and it's very similar to the same reason that you would use wood screws instead of nails when building a deck. So just like nails can pop out of a deck, push-in valves can also pop out of a cell. Conversely, screws in our quarter-turn valve will not pop out of a cell or a deck, so it's a safety issue. Thank you. Good question.
Great, thanks, Rob. Okay, Todd, this is a DeepCycle question. Are the manifolds for all battery voltages?
Yeah. Thanks, Eileen. I was wondering if I'd get one. We make those profile manifolds to fit 6, 8, and 12 volt DeepCycle GC or golf car style batteries. So, yep, we cover all the voltages with those manifolds.
Okay, thank you. Hannah, this one is for you. Where can I find brochures on your website?
Any of our brochures, our catalog, installation guides, or any of our product videos can be found under the resource tab on the homepage of our website.
Very good, thank you. And this is another one for you, Rob. Why does Flow-Rite use black tubing?
Okay, another good question. Why do we use the black tubing? Our tubing is made of polypropylene, which means it's truly acid resistant. It can be bent to the smallest radius without kinking or restricting water flow, and it's black in color to prevent any light from penetrating it and promoting algae growth. So very similar to the reason that your gas hoses at the gas station are black, same reason to prevent sun or light getting in. So good question. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Rob. And I have another ProFill question for you, Todd. Are the ProFill Eagle Eye valves available in kits?
Yes, they are actually available in what we call ProFill Universal kits. So for a 48 volt application, you would get the appropriate number of valves as well as the Eagle Eye sensor in valve, all the tubing and everything that you would need. Like Kyle said, I can't see who's asking these, but if I can follow up directly with who asked that and give them specific part numbers depending on the voltage and application.
Okay, that is great. I think that's about it for questions. If we did not get to your question today, one of our sales reps will contact you directly. If you are interested in more product information, I've attached a few documents to this event. In your control bar, there is a box with the heading Handouts. There are PDF files there that you can download. Also, we will be adding more webinar events in the future, so we look forward to seeing you here again. So I believe that concludes our presentation. I thank you so much for joining us here today and taking the time to spend with us. Okay, thank you very much.